Hey, what's up, everybody? Just do a quick video, kind of giving you a little bit of a rant slash venting session about open source and marketing and communications and the state of that being the case. So, I just had to deal with something that kind of triggered this venting session, so to speak. That I felt like I just want to drop it out there on the internet, let it be like a something I can point to maybe help other people who are usually suspicious of marketing and communication efforts, and hopefully win them over. So basically, um, the biggest issues with marketing communications and open source projects is obviously those who are doing the work are mostly technical people, and so off the bat, the marketing communications, it's not their strong point. So that's number one, is like, kind of the challenge is it's no direct experience and not their strength. The other one is, okay, when they do see it, they probably see terrible corporate examples. So the limited inside exposure that they do have is like crappy or super corporate. And so off the bat, I empathize to some degree with those in open source who have a bad taste in their mouth when it comes to marketing communications. And the third thing is, and this is probably one of the hardest things to like account for, is that when people do try to press in with open source friendly marketing, open source project friendly marketing, I guess, or good intentioned marketing, if that's the word, they usually kind of go with more work for devs and ends up being a trap for like toxic responses and all those things, and it could just turn south real quick. And so when people do show up who have a good intention, who want to help out, they're often turned down, or they got burned before, and so they refuse to get that kind of help. And all this stuff makes sense. And what this speaks to is this like idea of like this like word association fallacy, where when someone sees the word marketing, they think of all these negative things. They think of all the negative things that were associated with their experiences, and not to mention, not even the exposure they get the inside corporate things where they work at, but also like social media and life in general. Like, so to help an open source developer overcome these assumptions, it really comes down to taking the time to try to explain that. And that's where it gets really hard, because I just had an experience where you try to explain something and it just reverts to these areas of concern. And so I wanted to just kind of bring it back to reality. And the core thesis, essentially what I'm trying to say, is that it's not, marketing and communication efforts aren't bad. It's how they're done that makes it bad. And so that's where the friction is. When someone says, hey, let's make a video and let's try something, and we'll do like a little block out here. Let's make a video and try something. Well, what comes to mind with making a video? What are all the negative associations that come to mind with having to make a video? We have extra time that it takes, right? Time, editing, the information becomes outdated. And even the comment section could be annoying and distraction, right? Or chats in general. They start flooding things with, hey, can you do this? What about that? And so putting this all on the developer could be really bad. And I agree. That would be a bad idea. If my only vision of making a promotional video or even doing like a highlighting a story of a developer or some technical person who just tackled something for their first time and was somewhat successful about it, highlighting their story and their journey and kind of bringing awareness to that. If my only thinking is all these negative things that are right, that is time consuming, editing process outdated, also the scope parameters. Think about the scope. If you're thinking that it has to be like a ongoing series that people expect of you, oh my gosh, that could be terrible. And I would say the same thing if I was a developer or a technical person who was trying to, help out a project. Like, man, you want me to do all this stuff on top of the work? And I would mostly agree with you. Here's the problem. All of this can be mitigated with scope parameters. All of this could be handled with volunteers. All of this could be handled with chunking down things and placing things in such a way where you mitigate this. And this is not rocket science. This is not something new. This is called basic communication and collaboration. This is what it's called. And my problem is the almost allergic, and I would dare say even like toxic response to these ideas is keeping people from understanding why the community is in a bad shape a lot of times for these projects. It's because when your first thought of marketing communications, when your first thought is all these negative issues that are associated with an effort, whether it be a video or blog or whatever, and when someone tries to convince you, hey, all of these things could be addressed and dealt with and handled, well, it's no wonder things could be in a bad shape. Because if you're not open to blind spots, to have your position reconsidered on what could be, on a vision of something, well, it's no wonder projects become stagnant. And it's almost like stagnant water. What happens? Start to get sick, foot infested, toxic. And so it's no wonder. And so here was what I would have proposed. If someone wanted to do something, a basic effort, small effort, a blog, a video, short video, not even a long one, is the developer or the technical person, doesn't even have to be on camera. It could be just a screen share of their desktop. High level, goes through something that they're happy about, looking forward to, working on. And they can find someone in the community who can handle the editing. Basic editing, nothing crazy. They can have in the opening 30 seconds a disclaimer. Hey, this is going to be outdated soon. Don't expect this to be, the end all be all for all information moving forward. They can disable the chats so that no one's going to make a comment about it. And they can prepare expectations to say, you know what, this is not going to be an ongoing series. This is just a one-time thing, and I want to prepare your expectations. Here's my story. And highlight it. And that's that. And so it's not about forcing contributors to do extra work. It's not about replacing docs with videos. It's not about ignoring a no thanks or convincing anyone to like videos or to like blogs or like, YouTube Shorts or LinkedIn, which, by the way, Kitty Project is killing it with their social media presence, and it's like light stuff, easy stuff. The real problem is this assumed implications that were never discussed. This is the problem with open source project leaders. They have a world, almost a Marvel universe level of assumptions that when you say something with marketing communications, they start with no and assume the worst in what it could be. A video means ongoing maintenance. No, it doesn't. A video implies endorsement or obligation. It doesn't have to. A video replaces written document. No. A request equals pressure. No, it doesn't. None of these things are real or have to be assumed in the effort. They're imported by the assumer. And I'm not surprised when certain communities have people who police chats, and at the sniff of something marketing communications related, they go nuclear with their assumptions. And it's well-meaning and it's well-placed, but I hate to say it, it's just utterly wrong. And actually, when that kind of thinking propagates throughout the community and the people who are very vocal, it actually shackles a community's ability to really do quality work. Not even like spread and take over the world, because I'm not even talking about trying to like do this like, silly effort of trying to like get everyone on Linux and I'm not even talking about that. I'm just saying, hey, can we showcase some really cool things that devs are doing? Can we brag about our devs? Can we maybe get some more funding for certain things? And I know the funding thing turns into a whole nother conversation, but you know what? It's getting done. Some people are doing it. Thunderbird's been doing it. Other projects are doing it. It's not impossible to figure out. But even let's forget about the funding part. Marketing for just helping out find more contributors. Nothing financial related. Anytime you have this assumption, it has to be constantly reframed. So when people say we should do a video and it gets crapped on, maybe the request could be more peppered with like scopes. So what if we made a short informational video, no maintenance, no expectation, just a YouTube short saying this or showcasing that? That would be the thing to do. And when someone says, hey, let's make a video, it doesn't have to be. No one's saying it has to be an educational effort to walk them through X, Y, and Z and do this. It's just a different tool. Documentation's documentation, video's video, forums are forums, blogs are blogs, YouTubes are YouTubes. It's just different tools in the tool set. I just don't get why we have to believe that the macro concept automatically turns into this devilish of an idea at a micro level when we didn't even get to that far. People don't get that far. You can't even get to planning stages Because everyone's talking about all these downsides that you have to mitigate against. You can't even get to mitigating because you're getting slammed by these issues like, oh, it's going to be too hard. It's going to be too difficult to maintain. What if the information gets outdated? You can't even talk about those things because it's already written off in their mind. And it's very limited type of thinking. So most communication breakdowns, if you think about it, aren't caused by bad ideas. They're caused by undefined scope that gets assumed. And this is the problem a lot of times with open source projects and those who are trying to help. You have technical people who sometimes vent, I need more help, I need more contributors, I need more X, Y, and Z. Marketing and communication people or try to help out. Oh, you're giving me more work, but I'm trying to help you get more contributors, and I'm trying to help you, and it becomes this back and forth. And because this idea of marketing means different things to different people, we don't even have a shared language, and we don't even get to the point where we can talk about scope. And so it's really super important that people get to understand that one day we'll figure this out. One day we'll get there. We have some projects who are getting there. I just wished that in the year of 2026, we will be way further along. And it's to the point where we still can't even have basic communications about marketing communications without someone inserting their own toxic assumption about something that happens in the general that is true, but we can't even get to the planning stage or scoping stage to even account for that because, oh my God, then in general, these things are true. And it's kind of like to the point where it's hard for people to want to step in more and more. So this whole phrase about you just got to do the work, do the work, do the work. But when marketing communications come in and they try to do the work and they're undermined in the basic conversations, it's hard for them to do the work because my work is not your work. It's a diverse pool of work. And if we only care about only certain kinds of diversity as opposed to all kinds of diversity, if we want to have a bias towards certain types of diversity, then yeah, we're pretty much holding ourselves back. And so this is kind of like my thesis, how a simple ask can easily get heavy for unnecessarily. And we need to surface conversations better in the visible side of things, like planning and scoping and parameters, so we can protect devs from the expectations. Protect devs from, hey, don't worry about the comments. I'll have it. I'll take care of the comment section. You don't have to worry about the comment sections or turn off comments. I'll take care of the editing. Just tell me what you're going to cover and I'll take care of it. There was actually one time I asked Richard Brown, what are the top 3 things that you wish more people knew about the Aeon project? And then I made a forum post based on his answer in chat. Oh my God, how crazy. Marketing communication, so evil. The audacity, right? It could be something small like that. But it takes people being open-minded. All right. Catch you guys later.